In the sun-kissed land of Trinidad and Tobago, where rhythm is stitched into the very heartbeat of the islands, a baby girl was born on September 23, 1982. That child would grow up to carry not just a name, but a musical destiny. She was christened Terri Lyons, the daughter of none other than the legendary soca monarch, Austin's Superblue Lyons and Lynette Steele, sister of the calypso great Winston Gypsy Peters. In Trinidad, family lineage means everything. And in the world of music, the Lyons family stood tall like an unshakable tree. With a father who ruled carnival stages with electrifying energy and an extended family deeply rooted in calypso and soca, Terri had music flowing through her veins before she even uttered her first words. While other children were learning nursery rhymes, Terri was being rocked to sleep by the sweet, pulsating sounds of the steel pan, calypso, and soca. At home, her father's booming voice echoed like thunder, rehearsing for competitions, while her mother kept the household grounded. But it wasn't just noise, it was culture, storytelling, and a way of life. Growing up, Terri was naturally shy. Unlike her flamboyant father, who would leap into the crowd and send audiences into frenzies, she preferred observation. She watched, she listened, she studied, she absorbed every beat, every lyric, every movement. Music was not just entertainment, it was education. And Terri was a top student in its classroom. Her childhood was not always easy, though. Superblue's fame came with struggles, controversies, and challenges. Being the daughter of a cultural icon meant dealing with the public eye and expectations. Yet even in moments of family turbulence, Terri held on to one truth. Music was her anchor. By her teenage years, Terri's voice began to blossom. It wasn't just a voice, it was a golden instrument, smooth yet powerful, able to caress notes with sweetness and command an audience with fire. Unlike her father's roaring, carnival-charged delivery, Terri's singing had a distinct elegance. Her talent didn't go unnoticed. Family and friends began whispering, "This girl has something special." She had a natural gift for songwriting as well, penning down verses in her school notebooks, drawing inspiration from everyday island life, love, heartbreak, and of course, the intoxicating rhythm of soca. But entering the soca arena wasn't simple. Trinidad was filled with talented singers, many of them male, and women had to fight twice as hard for recognition. The stage was dominated by giants like Michelle Montano, Iwa George, and Bunji Garlin. For a young woman with a famous last name, expectations were even higher. Would she live up to her father's legacy, or would she forever be in his shadow? Terri decided to carve her own path. She studied music formally, polishing her craft not just as a performer, but as a musician who understood arrangement, harmony, and production. Unlike many of her peers who only focused on performance, she wanted to master the full picture. Her first ventures into the soca scene were collaborations. She lent her voice to background vocals, building respect behind the scenes before stepping into the spotlight. Terri was strategic. She knew that timing mattered. When she finally emerged as a solo act, she was ready. Terri's early singles displayed her versatility. She could deliver a fiery power soca anthem to ignite a carnival road march, or she could slow it down into groovy soca, making audiences sway in unison. Her voice carried sincerity, a rare gift in a genre often dominated by high-energy chants. Songs like "I Am Woman" and "Keep Loving Me" began turning heads. Terri wasn't just another soca singer. She was making statements, blending soulful storytelling with infectious rhythms. Unlike many artists who stuck to party themes, she infused empowerment, love, and real-life experiences into her music. By the 2000s, she was a regular on the soca circuit, performing at fetes, competitions, and international carnivals. The name Terri Lyons was growing, no longer just attached to her famous father, but standing firmly on its own. But her defining moment came in 2020 when she entered the National Calypso Monarch competition. Few expected her to take the crown. After all, calypso was considered a male-dominated stronghold, filled with seasoned veterans who had battled for decades. But Terri walked onto that stage with fire in her eyes and history in her blood. Her performance was electrifying, her delivery sharp, her voice unshakable. She sang not just with skill, but with conviction. When the results were announced, the crowd erupted. Terri Lyons was crowned Calypso Monarch 2020, cementing her as not just a soca queen, but a cultural powerhouse in Trinidad and Tobago. It was a victory that silenced doubters and critics. The daughter of Superblue had stepped out of his shadow and claimed her own crown. The soca queen on stage. Terri's stage presence is something to behold. When she performs, it feels like the stage bends to her will. She doesn't just sing, she commands, she narrates, she transforms. Whether dressed in glamorous carnival costumes or elegant gowns, her aura shines. Her performances at carnival events, from soca monarch competitions to panorama shows, became must-see experiences. She has shared stages with some of the biggest names in Caribbean music, yet always manages to stand out with her authenticity. Beyond soca, Terri has experimented with other genres, dabbling in R&B, reggae, and even fusions of jazz. She's a student of music, constantly evolving, unafraid to push boundaries. That versatility is one of the reasons fans connect with her deeply. She gives them something fresh, while staying rooted in tradition, personal life, and husband. While Terri's professional life has been very public, she has kept her personal life relatively private. Unlike many entertainers whose love lives become tabloid fodder, Terri has guarded her relationships carefully. What is known is that Terri is married, though she rarely flaunts her husband in the media. She has often spoken in interviews about the importance of balance, noting that family life keeps her grounded amidst the whirlwind of fame. Her husband, supportive yet low-key, has allowed her to shine without trying to steal the spotlight. Friends close to the couple describe their relationship as one built on mutual respect and understanding. Being married to a cultural icon isn't easy, but Terri's husband appreciates her passion and stands firmly by her side. Together, they've built a life that blends music, love, and normalcy away from the flashing lights. Terri is also a proud mother, balancing the roles of artist, wife, and parent. She often speaks about the joys and challenges of motherhood, noting that her child inspires her to keep striving and breaking barriers. Beyond the stage, Terri Lyons is more than a performer. She is an ambassador of Caribbean culture. She has traveled across the world, performing in North America, Europe, and other parts of the Caribbean, carrying the flag of Trinidad and Tobago high. She's also a role model for young women in music. In a genre where women often get boxed into stereotypes, Terri has proven that talent, intelligence, and perseverance can break ceilings. She mentors upcoming artists, encouraging them to embrace their uniqueness. In recent years, she has also ventured into acting and media, showing yet another side of her creativity. Her presence on screen, much like on stage, is captivating. When the history of soca and calypso is written decades from now, Terri Lyons will have her own chapter, not just as the daughter of Superblue, but as a queen who carved her own destiny. She represents a bridge between generations, honoring the traditions of calypso while pushing soca into new territories. Her Calypso Monarch crown of 2020 was more than a personal win. It was a cultural statement, a sign that the art form is alive, evolving, and in good hands. Her story is one of resilience, perseverance, and authenticity. She didn't rush her journey. She took her time, learned the craft, and emerged when she was ready. And when she did, she shook the industry. Please subscribe for more.